Will I treat you good?
Rockarachi.com, 987fm.com, and of course, 6 Cents with Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. Okay, listen, I'm just gonna go straight into the heaviness. Legacy. I want to know about legacy, you guys. Do you guys think about how you want to be remembered or how you want your body of work to be remembered?
Well, I could go two directions on this. I can go I'll go both directions on this, which is the fun direction is I just want people to remember that their whole, they just enjoyed what they did, and people who came out enjoyed coming out, and it wasn't about being too cool or anything like that. It was just about having a lot of fun, and that's how I want this whole thing to be remembered. But
I like that. I back that.
On the other side of things, I also want it seen, or I got into music, as you know, because of political music and stuff like that, punk rock stuff, and I've wondered, as someone who has some sort of soapbox to speak on, is it just about partying? Is it just about going out and sweating and jumping around? And is that all we're about as music? And do I need to be using it to say something? But then I've realized that these people that will tell me afterwards that they were just so inspired by the show, like they were just excited about it. They left excited, and that excitement make them take on whatever they wanted to do even harder and stronger. And then them doing that probably inspires the people around them, the next group of people. And I think that chain reaction of just people being excited is a chain reaction that will just keep going.
And I back that too.
Aww. Tell us about why it's not Matt and Kim and Matt, and it's Matt and Kim.
So, when we were first listed for it, we couldn't think of a band name.
No, at all. It's really hard to think of a band name.
Yeah, we couldn't think of one, and our friend sort of made us play a show, even though we didn't even think of ourselves as a band. We wrote 3 songs. Didn't even write lyrics yet. I just mumbled. I freestyled. And they listed us as Kimberly and Matthew. That was the first thing that was listed.
I'm on Kimberly if I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So it was a little too formal, but it was fitting because
we're about being people. We're not about trying to be we're on the stage, you're on the audience, kind of we're all here together, and that's the vibe we want to give. And I think just this being on a first name basis worked, and we shortened it down to just the 2 of our names and.
Well, the informal version.
Yeah, the informal versions of both of our names, and then somehow, it really was an art school decision. And I joke that I just told Kim this, but it really did make sense that Matt and Kim kind of looked better starting at a little M, getting big, coming back to a little M. That's what I told her.
Hey Kim, what's the one thing that bugs just the crap out of you about Matt?
All right, well, it's not always. It's just if he's sick, he does this thing, and so he'll be sleeping, and he while he's sleeping, he does this weird nose breathe.
This is too personal. Isn't there something that's a little more funny and not about
I'm sleeping there and you're facing me, and then I wake up to you being I can't do it or snot's gonna come out of my nose. But that's it. There's nothing else. There's
a million other things.
What?
Well, I'm not going to dig myself in a hole. I'm not putting myself in the doghouse here. I know better than that. No, that's it. I'm perfect.
We can't talk about crossing streams right now?
No.
Okay.
Kim off camera, Kim had just told this story in this room that I was embarrassed that she even just said that out loud right here. So let's keep that off the record.
Okay.
But crossing streams, that's all.
New material. Are you guys constantly writing? You the duo that's constantly working on new stuff?
We're trying to. It's hard. It's hard because we're actually constantly touring. And so we're trying to work it now that we're writing music while on the road. And it's been going well. It's a lot of forcing yourself to wake up early instead of sleeping till 3.
Yeah. And I love sleeping. I love my top 3 things, top 4 things, including Kim. The other ones is sleeping, watching Modern Family, and eating burritos. Those are all right there in the top 3. And you know what? I got a burrito coming after this interview.
What's the burrito of choice?
Well, I'm vegetarian, so it's an assorted. You know, there's some black beans involved.
Okay.
Guacamole, a must.
You guys don't get good Mexican food in Brooklyn, though.
No, it's really.
But we got our spot.
We got our spot, but the thing is, it really is sort of a little. It's definitely more difficult than being.
Man, you know where you can't get good Mexican food? In Europe.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty far away from Mexico over here.
Yeah.
But somebody should do something about that, though. You guys.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's drop this band. Are you suggesting we drop this band right now and go start? No. Okay.
No, but you do have a place to play every night, though.
All right.
Last question, because I used to be an athlete, and we had kind of a no clause thing that we couldn't have sex before the big game. Do you guys have any kind of weirdness?
Wait, is that a standard practice?
My coach would say that to us too.
Really? What happens?
Because you get exhausted if you're doing it right, you know?
Really? I guess I never did it right before.
You guys, that doesn't hold true to you guys. I mean, you know, like you don't get like spaghetti armed with drumming.
I'm gonna admit, I'm more of a Matt wake up in the morning type of girl.
And like I said, I love sleeping. And you guys trying to wake me up.
I love it. Hey,
I'm not complaining that much. All right, not complaining that. I'm Matt,
and I'm Kim,
and you're watching Rockarazzi.com.
Well, I'll treat you good.